Mr. Clarke, thank you for being here. I guess I shared John's feelings when I read your interviews with the staff as well, because it gave a perspective of somebody that bridged different administrations and really had a chance to see it. And of course, you were looking at it from different level than some of the other people we'd interviewed. And likewise, I was a little taken back when I saw the hoopla and the promotion for the book, and when I saw this transcript that just came forward today. But what's bothering me now is that not only did you interview with us, but you also spent more than 6 hours with the Congressional Joint Inquiry. And I've read your information, and I mean, that's a very serious body and very serious inquiry. Not that we're not, but I can't believe over 6 hours you never expressed any concern to them that the Bush administration didn't act with sufficient urgency to address these horrible potential problems, if you felt that way. And I mean, did you ever list for the Joint Inquiry any of the measures that you thought should have been taken that weren't?
I think all of the measures that I thought should have been taken were in the plan that I presented in January of 2001, and were in the NSPD that the principals approved in September 4th, 2001. There were no additional measures that I had in mind other than those that I presented. And as I did explain, both to the Commission and to the Joint Inquiry, those proposals, which ultimately were adopted by the Principals Committee, took a very, very, very long time to make it through the policy development process.
Well, I understand that, but I think the charges that you've made are much more, well, I think they're much deeper than that. Let me ask you a question, because it's been bothering me as well. You've been involved intimately in PDD 39 and in PDD 62.
I've already got three.
The latter certainly is very much implicates your own position. How long did it take for those to be developed and signed?
I'm not sure I could recollect that answer. Perhaps the staff could find out. Your general answer about how long does it take PDDs to be signed, I've seen them signed in a day, and I've seen them take 3 years.
Well, of course, I mean, we've all seen that, but these were, obviously, 62 was a very important one, but obviously the one that we're talking about that was developed was an extremely important one, and it was one that you put a lot into yourself. Mm-hmm. And it was in the beginning of a new administration. Anyway.
Sir, if I may.
Yeah.
There's also the issue that was raised earlier by another member of the Commission as to whether all of the pending decisions needed to be rolled up into a national security presidential directive, or whether, based on the urgency of the intelligence, some of them couldn't, like arming the Predator to attack and kill bin Laden. Why did that have to wait until the entire policy was developed? Weren't there pieces like that that could have been broken off and decided right away? And I certainly urged that. I urged that beginning in February, when I realized that this policy process was going to take forever.
Oh, no, I understand, and I understand your testimony that you did that. What I don't understand is if you had these deep feelings and deep concerns about the lack of ability and urgency within the Bush administration, that you didn't advise the Joint Inquiry. I mean, did you feel it not necessary to tell them that the Bush administration was too preoccupied with the Cold War issues or Iraq at that point?
I wasn't asked, sir. I think I provided the Joint Inquiry as a member of the administration at the time, please recall. I provided the Joint Inquiry all the facts it needed to make the conclusions which I've made about how long it took and what the development of the policy process was like, and the refusal of the administration to spin out for earlier decision things like the armed Predator.
Well, it obviously will be the members of the Joint Inquiry to make that decision and judgment. But you must agree that it's not like, going before a joint inquiry is not like going before a press background briefing. And as you said, I think your description was, I tried to highlight the positive and play down the negative. But the joint inquiry wasn't asking you to do that. They were asking you to come forward, weren't they?
I answered very fully all of the questions the joint inquiry had to ask. They said that themselves in their comments to me and in their report. I testified for 6 hours, and I testified as a member of the Bush administration. And I think, sir, with all of your experience in this city, you understand as well as I do the freedom one has to speak critical of an administration when one is a member of that administration.
I do understand that, but I also understand, the integrity with which you have to take your job. But thank you.